Yes, people, peace and blessings. Just out here out here in nature, doing my little, my recharge. But I want to talk about fear. And basically, the energy fear is what is causing all of our suffering, all of our need to clutch onto things that don't serve us. All of that, it all stems from fear. You see, this is their tool. This is what, if you want to call it the devil, this is the devil's tool. This is your ego. This is the part of you that is fearful, that sees everything as a threat. You see what I'm saying? Takes everything as a threat. Can't unite with anything. Everything is always a threat. Either it's better than you or it's not as good as you. You know what I'm saying? But either way, you're comparing yourself. See, we gotta let go of all these old beliefs that we had. You see, like these religions and these movements, anything that came out of that third dimensional way of thinking, anything that evolved out of that time period. If you are in anything that is telling you must believe in this or else this will happen, it's false, it's of fear, it's created by somebody's ego. It has truth in it. I'm not saying these religions don't have truth in it. They all have a hint of truth in it. That's the reason why they trick us. That's the reason why they get us, because you can't tell a lie without telling the truth as well. You got to intertwine it. There's no way you could come with a complete lie to us, because we have a soul. That's even though we vibrate in our full self a lot of people are in the three-dimensional self. The true self is still there. The true self is still, it's the part of you that tells you when something's not right. You see what I'm saying? When you know. You don't need to be told anything. You don't need to be explained. You don't need someone to break something down. You just know within yourself something's not right. You see, that's the part of us. That's the reason why they had to mix the truth with the lie, because we have that part. So they had to mix in the truth. You see what I'm saying? In these religions, they had to put in a little bit just to get you. How come all these religions talk about peace and love and forgiveness, but when it comes to it, you don't see a lot of people actually displaying that. They're always talking about their thing is the right thing, and whoever else is not believing what I'm believing, they're gonna go hell. They're less than us. You see what I'm saying? All that. That's why when it came to religions and that, don't get it twisted. I had my little times when I went through my little stages of my searching. You know what I'm saying? I went through little stages of religion but I quickly went in, deciphered, and came out. My soul told me. I listened to my soul. You see, other people don't. They're afraid to listen to their soul because they want to be accepted by the people they're around. They want to be accepted. They can't stand out. They don't want to stand up and oppose anything, or they just want to submit. You see, and I wasn't like that. You see, I weren't like that. I had to ask questions. You see, I had to ask questions, and people couldn't give me the answers. And one thing I noticed, especially when it comes to religions, is that when you ask certain people questions, you're going to get the same answers from different people. That's how you know it's a program. Because this ain't coming. Whatever you're saying to me right now is not coming from your soul. It's coming from an imam or a priest or somebody. Somebody has taught you this, and now you're coming to relay that onto me when I'm asking you a question. But the thing is with me is that I noticed that I keep getting the same answers from different people. This is like years ago, you know what I'm saying, when I was in my little stages of like going through, even though I knew there was something weird about it, because I just couldn't take that in religions that people think that we're the right and everyone else is wrong and everyone else is going hell. Like I just couldn't. That just didn't sit right with me. You know, that seemed immature. It just didn't sit right with my soul. Straight up. But obviously when I was younger, I kind of probably didn't have the confidence to really assess it and see it like that. But now I do. So the whole point I'm trying to make here is that If you're in any type of belief and you're there because you're afraid something's going to happen to you when you walk away from it, or something up in the some divine force is going to take out his wrath on you because you've decided to not believe in, let me tell you something, you're stuck in the third dimension. You're stuck in fear. We're not meant to be living in fear. It says in the Bible that we are not, I can't even remember the verse, sorry, but we are not given spirits of fear. We're not meant to be fearful. Put it that way. We're not meant to be in fear. Now, not the type of fear that you should be fearful of beating your ego. Yeah, you be fearful of that, because I am fearful of that. You see, if I go back into a stage of being third dimension, I'll quickly get myself out, because that place there is full of fear, and I don't like going there. You see what I'm saying? I like being within my true self, where I can be my true expression, and I approve of it. I don't need you or nobody else to approve of it, because I approve of it. And this is the level that we are all consciously evolving to this level.
Start exercising,
But we need to speed up the process. But at the same time, everyone's at where they're meant to be at. You see what I'm saying? Everyone's at the stage where they're meant to be. So we've got to be kind to ourselves. But you just got to ask yourself the question: do you have fear inside? Are you following something right now because your parents sent it down to you, or because your culture sent it down, or because you got into it at a young age and now you don't have the strength to stand up and say, it's time to stand up and say, yo, if that's in your soul, it's time to stand up and say, yo, I question that. That doesn't, do you know what? Everything else in this agrees with me, but that part don't. You have to have the courage to speak up for your truth. There's no such thing as one truth that just fits in for the whole of the world. We all have our own truth. Okay? We are all here on our own journey. We are all trying to get to the one place, the one divine place. But what I'm trying to say is that we all have our own ways of getting there, and our own unique ways of expressing ourselves and expressing and bringing the love and light into this world. We all have a different way of doing it. So I get passionate when I talk about stuff like that. It comes straight from the heart and the soul. And sometimes you might perceive it as I'm getting, but I'm not. I'm actually just passionate. I'm actually out here in nature, and I'm enjoying my little time by myself, which I love. But it's always the time when the messages come through. So people, we need to let go of the fear. We need to let go of the fear. The fear of if you're in something that you're afraid of what people think, afraid of what your family think, trust me, if that's been on your mind and that's what's been keeping you in something because you're afraid of what somebody else thinks, it's time to be brave and get up out of that situation. I'm telling you, for your own sake and for the rest of the world. But do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Why would you want to live like that? Don't do it. Okay? Fear, when we have fear in our mind, it leaves space for all these other negative things to just flow in, these thoughts that we have of ourselves. And then when we have these thoughts of ourselves, we start projecting these thoughts onto the world. And then we start going out there thinking that we're creating a better world by getting rid of the things that we don't like. But then we start creating hell because we think we're doing something right. This is the twisted up thing. Nobody's out here trying to create hell, you know. Most people are out here thinking they're doing the right thing. Most religions are saying, yo, that person over there, they're not believing this, we need to get rid of them. They actually believe that stuff. They actually really believe that. See what I'm saying? So it's time to get up out of that. Yeah? That's fearful. You see what fear causes? Fear causes you to start hurting people because you think you're actually doing the right thing by God. So you start creating hell on earth. That's not the way forward. Love is not forceful, it's patient. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta keep it real, man. Keep it true. Stay in the true self. There's no need to be fearful, man. You know what I'm saying? It's deep rooted in us, so it's a process that we have to get over time. But you gotta start. You gotta start with the basics. You gotta start with the things that are in your life right now that are not serving you. Get rid of them. Listen to your intuition. Listen to that inner voice that's saying, yo, I don't agree with it. Listen to it and speak it. Speak it. Open your mouth and speak what's inside here. That's what that's where we're at. All right. Out to all the light workers, all the people up in the hood, up in the blocks, wherever you're at. You know this is within you. It's time to stand up. It's time to stand up and be who you really are. Don't be afraid of what the people around you think. Don't be afraid of what the man them think. Don't be afraid of what the gal them think. Don't be afraid of what your people them think, your family. Don't be afraid of that. Be what you were sent here to be. And fulfill what you were sent here to do. Because that's why we're here. Yeah? It's serious times. There's no time to play around no more. There's no time to waste time. There's no time to be fearful. And there's no time to be living our life on other people's programs that fears that they have about their self, and they've projected it into the world, and now we've adapted these beliefs for ourselves. Yeah, we are bigger and powerful than that. You see all them people that you thought was powerful? I'm telling you, we are more powerful than them. Truth is more powerful than deceit. I tried deceit. It doesn't work. I ain't someone that's coming at you and telling you all this stuff, and I ain't been there. Trust me, I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. I've walked that path. All right. This is coming from someone who's experienced it, not someone who understands this stuff and has the conscious, you know what I'm saying, has the ability to download things from the universe, but they haven't actually lived it. I've lived it. I've been here. I've walked the path in this lifetime. It's time to be brave, people. We're great. We're gods and goddesses, and we need to believe it, and we need to become it, and we need to. The gods and goddesses are already within us. We just have to get the layers off. That's what it is. We have to take off the layers, because we allowed fear into our mindset, it was hard not to, especially if our parents were fearful and all that. And then once the fear's in our mindset, it just festers. And more fearful, as you get older, more fearful thoughts just grow, and you become something you're not. You see? Anyway, that's my message. Stay in the light. Yeah? The darkness is tempting. It's always tempting. It's tempting for everyone. Don't look at, even when you see people that's ris up, don't think that they still don't have their little temptations and little issues in their life that they have to work through. We're all humans. Once you have this body, this vessel, we're still going to have that lower self. But you have to conquer it. You see what I'm saying? You have to conquer it and treat it how it is, just like a little child. You conquer it, you become the father, and you make that lower self, with love, you make that lower self chill out and relax. And the father comes through and takes charge. The lower self was running around right for too long, and because of all of our lower selves are running around right in the world, look what we have created. So now it's time to change that. Yeah, and it starts within, not on the outside, within. Okay, peace and love, people. I'm gonna leave you. I hope you lot have a good day. Be who you really are. Don't be afraid. Peace.